Hello, this is Ikseon-dong Street in Jongno 3ga, Seoul. It's one of the most well-known hotspots in Seoul. It's famous for its Hanok Village. Hanok refers to traditional Korean buildings. In the past, this street was primarily visited by seniors in their 60s and above. However, it's now mostly visited by young people in their 20s.
Looking around the street, I see many people sitting at outdoor tables and drinking. This has been a popular entertainment district since the 1960s. Back then, just like now, people enjoyed drinks at outdoor tables. It's fascinating to see that young people still enjoy the same places they enjoyed in the 1960s. Times have changed, but I felt that youth culture remains the same.
And it's not just young people who frequent the area, but also people in their 60s and older. For those in their 60s, this place holds fond memories of their youth, so it felt great to see people of all ages sharing the same memories. There aren't many places in Seoul that retain the streets of the past. With rapid economic growth, many streets have been modernized and disappeared. It's great that people in their 60s can also find a place where they can reminisce about the past.
This alley I'm walking through now is a Hanok Village. The exteriors of the old buildings were preserved, but the interiors were remodeled with modern layouts, housing a variety of shops. Even during the Joseon dynasty, this area was famous for its Yojeongjip. Yojeongjip was a hospitality service combining high-end restaurants with prostitutes. The women who served there were called Gisaeng. Gisaeng weren't simply prostitutes. They were expected to entertain upper-class noblemen. Therefore, they had to be knowledgeable enough to discuss academics with them, and they were also expected to be skilled at playing instruments and dancing. In other words, they engaged in a complex profession, combining art, prostitution, and entertainment. The most popular Gisaeng of their time were reportedly treated like today's celebrities.
Yojeongjip existed until the 1970s and was frequently used by politicians and businessmen. When entertaining foreigners in Korea, a visit to a Yojeongjip became a popular option. Even in the 1970s, prostitution was illegal in Korea, but it was tacitly prevalent here.
Now completely gone, the former Yojeongjip is now famous as a traditional upscale Korean restaurant. Perhaps because it served the upper class for so long, it has preserved many of Korea's culinary skills. As you can see, the streets are now filled with restaurants and cafes. It wasn't until around 2015 that this place truly became a hotspot.
Even in the 2000s, this place wasn't popular with young people.
It was a place visited only by older people. Back then, young people often viewed traditional Korean culture as outdated and outdated. Korea was once a poor country, and there was a real perception that developed European and American cultures were superior. However, starting in the 2010s, Korea experienced rapid economic growth and entered the ranks of developed countries, and movements to reconstruct Korean traditional culture in a more refined form began to emerge. This Hanok Village street was no exception. Young entrepreneurs completely transformed this street, preserving the traditional appearance of the buildings while renovating the interiors to create a sophisticated atmosphere favored by young people. This is how it became the street that attracts so many visitors today.
This time, we left the Hanok Village alleys and entered Meat Alley. This area is densely packed with Korean barbecue restaurants. Since I visited at 10 p.m., most of the restaurants were closed. If you visit during dinner time, you'll find the place bustling with people. If you're curious, you can watch a video of my previous visit here.
It's a completely different atmosphere from the Hanok Village I saw earlier. While the previous Hanok Village featured sophisticated restaurants and cafes, this one is home to a cluster of long-established establishments. In particular, many restaurants sell Galmaegisal, a pork cut. Back in the 1970s, Galmaegisal, a cut of pork diaphragm, was unpopular, so many restaurants sold it at low prices to the common people. The Galmaegisal grilling alley here also formed in the 1960s. Today, Galmaegisal has become quite popular in Korea, fetching very high prices. A look at the table reveals the distinctive characteristics of Korean barbecue. The grill is attached to the table, allowing guests to grill their own meat. This is because freshly grilled meat is the most delicious. Koreans prefer to slice the meat thinly and grill it quickly. This is the complete opposite of Western barbecue, where steak culture is prevalent. However, the grilling method is largely the same. The goal is to grill the meat quickly without overcooking it to preserve its juices.
I exited the alley and returned to the street with the car lane. I could see it was even more crowded than before. It was past 10 p.m., but there were still plenty of people. Most of the young people here probably spent the entire night here.
There's a saying that goes, Koreans play like it's work, and they love to play to the max. I used to stay up all night with friends, but I can't anymore. It's just too physically demanding. Ikseon-dong Street is located next to Insadong, a famous tourist destination in Seoul. It's easily accessible to tourists, so you'll see many visitors. Even in Seoul, you won't find a place with so many outdoor tables like this. As far as I know, this is the only place with so many outdoor tables.
I'm back at the beginning of the video. This time, I turn left and walk toward the wide road. There's a bust in front. It's a statue of the famous Korean comedian Songhae. He's so famous that everyone in Korea knows him. After his death, a bust was erected here in his honor. This is because this was where his office was located until his death. The street entrance gate you see ahead was also built in honor of Songhae. If you walk to the right from here, you'll reach Topgol Park. And if you walk to the left, you'll reach Jongno Shrine. This concludes my video of Ikseon-dong Street. Thank you for watching.